First off, Julien, where are you right now and what brought you to Mexico?
Well, actually, I'm at home in Montreal, in Canada. Actually, I just came back from Mexico. I came back 4 weeks ago. So I was there in the last few months to work on a new film project. But obviously, with the crisis, I had to come back and put that on hold. So I'm home trying to write that new film, but it's not easy to stay inside home, and it's not the best conditions. But yeah, that's it.
The film Soleil Noir, Dark Suns, premiered last year, and it was quite successful. It had a lot of, it frequented a lot of festivals, and I think, and that's what people say about it, and I had the same feeling that it gives a huge impression on a whole lot of topics. Can you explain me what Dark Sun is about, and how did you approach that?
Well, I think to answer you shortly, Dark Sun is about evil taking power in a country and taking total control of a country, and that is what I think. This is what I felt in Mexico, and this is what I saw over the course of the last years. Was the transformation of a country in a really evil way, and was the most I think scary part of this is that it's really difficult to describe from where is coming the threat. It has different faces, depends of the period, the years, or the places where the things happen. So it's like I don't know. It's like almost a ghost that you cannot define well, and that is there, and it can come from many sides. It is linked to some people in power. It is linked to cartel people. It is linked to many people. So it's really difficult. You cannot point fingers something and say this is the cause of what is happening in Mexico. So the film was about this, actually. Your first question was about how do I started everything. I think I had the idea of this film more than 20 years ago, like in 1998, when I first heard about feminicide in northern Mexico, when the police started to find a dead woman in the desert. And I was really shocked, of course, about that situation. But also as a filmmaker, I wanted to dig or to understand what was behind those stories, because we knew nothing about what was happening. We were just reading every week more and more discovery of that woman, young girls most of the time. And so I wanted to do a film about that. And I just said that we knew nothing about it. And this is something that really surprised me. And I think it's important to say it, is that now I've done that movie, but 20 years later, we still don't know probably what happened. And it's still really difficult to say what is the cause. A lot of people ask me, so at the end, what happened with the feminicide? I mean, first of all, it's not what happened, because it's still happening right now in different parts of the countries, and not only in Mexico, and in many countries in the world. But yeah, we of course we have an idea of what happened, but it's really difficult to describe or to give answer. And I certainly didn't want in that movie give those answers. I'd rather prefer give a perspective of what is happening, trying to share the fear of what is happening in a country. And I hope that then the viewers will maybe find more answers. I'm not Mexican, I'm not journalist, so it's not my work to give those answers. As a filmmaker, I wanted really to show what I witnessed, what I saw, or what the stories that people share to me, instead of just giving answers. So yeah, I had this idea of the film more than 20 years ago, but during those years I knew very little about Mexico. So I had the feeling that I was not the right person to do a film about that. And obviously many filmmakers done films, Mexican and others. So I just put the idea beside for years. And during the course of the last maybe 10, 15 years, I start to visit Mexico a lot and really to develop, I can say, a kind of a really close relationship with the country, with people there. I can say now that I almost feel like at home when I'm in Mexico, despite all the drama that is taking place in Mexico. I really enjoy this country. I think it's a really interesting country, and it's bringing me also a lot of ideas for a movie, for photos. So I really enjoy going to Mexico, and so in the last 15 years I've been a lot. Sometimes for a long period of time, for months, and little by little I saw what was happening. I mean, the war against the cartels, and now all that violence spreading all over the country. So I told myself one day, well, maybe I should do something about that. And I remember that idea that I had about feminicide. And then I understood, talking with people, with journalist friends in Mexico, that feminicide are taking place in all over the country. So I told myself, well, let's try to do this crazy project, because I knew it will be really difficult and dangerous also.
I think for me, you're maybe without giving the exact literal answer, it includes so many topics in movie that I recommend it to everybody interested in this Mexican world. What is your next film about?
I'd rather prefer not say. So, but I worry a lot, because like everybody, we don't know how it's going to be tomorrow, and are we going to be able to do films, to travel again? Is it? I don't know if it's going to make sense tomorrow to make a film in Mexico when you're Canadian. This is. I think we are a lot to think that the world that we knew a month ago won't be there again. So I don't know. I tried to do my best and to write that film, but we'll see.
Okay, I wish you a lot of luck. I can tell you that yesterday I talked to an American filmmaker who also made a documentary in Mexico. Maybe you have seen it. It's
Midnight Family.
Exactly. Yeah. And he said he was also planning the next one abroad, and now he's thinking hardly about a film he can realize in the area of San Francisco. And I think basically this over here it's the same. I mean, a lot of people are concerned existentially because they have they may have film funding, but they cannot realize it.
But it's also, as I said, is it going to make sense? I mean, like for Dark Sun, I had to travel like crazy all around the world, which I mean, I was lucky, but sometimes also I was asking myself, not sometimes, every time I was asking myself, I mean, what I'm doing, why I'm taking so many times flights to go in Paris, in Hamburg, and in Paris, in London, and everywhere around the world, traveling like that, and it don't make sense. And now more than ever, and maybe it won't be an option anymore. So that's why. I mean, I have maybe also, like as Luke said, try to find a film to do in my hometown. I never done film here, so.
At least for the meantime, I don't know, but I think I wish to see your next film, and if it's filmed in Canada or if it's filmed in Mexico. Do you have some other thing you might want to tell to our audience who is going to go online Tuesday?
Well, but first, of course, I invite you to see Dark Suns. I know little Germany, but I had a really great experience presenting the film in Hamburg last October, and I would like so much to go back in Germany because it's a country I would like to discover more, and I know it's of course a sad movie, but I tried to put in the movie. To share some of the things that I like from this country. I really admire Mexico. I really love this country. So I hope the people will see some of those lights through all those evil aspects of Mexico. Because it's what you see in Dark Sun is not Mexico. It's one part of Mexico, one side or some sides of Mexico. Of course, it's not Mexico.
Thank you so much for your time. I think we will, we stay in contact. We are happy to see more from you and stay tight over there. And I think good films can always be made in one or the other way.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Joanna, and best of luck to all of you for this festival. And congratulations to make the festival with the situation and.
It feels kind of really weird, but I think, but we're a small team and we made the best out of it because it's so many cool people working.
I'm sure.
Thank you for your film. Goodbye.
All the best.